It's very easy to just sit back and say, I'm not making progress, this isn't working, and not actually know what it is that's holding you back. We humans are very emotional, and when it comes to our weight loss, we tend to just go all or nothing with our thinking. What I'm going to run you through today is an exercise I run through with my clients to help take away the emotion and trying to help us figure out what the weakest link in our weight loss journey is, so then we can focus all our attention on that, and usually once we do that, the rest of the picture falls into place. Rather than sitting there thinking, oh, this isn't working, and chopping and changing and trying all these different things and ultimately getting nowhere, because you burn out, get frustrated, and you fling in the white towel when you go, this isn't for me, it's just my bad genetics, I can't lose weight, I'm going to be like this forever, and then you get all emotional, you get stuck in your head, you get frustrated. So what we've got here is just a simple sheet, and you can write this out with me just on a bit of paper or something. It doesn't have to be fancy, it doesn't have to be neat. The intention behind this is just for us to see again what that lowest hanging fruit is, what that missing link is, and it might be something that you're aware of, or it might be something completely different to what you think it might be. So going through the levels, we've got a scale of 1 to 10 up here. 1 is in the toilet, it's not the greatest, there's loads of room for improvement, it's basically the bottom of the barrel. And up at number 10, that's going to be where, you know, it's perfect, you've mastered it, you've got it down pat, no matter what happens in your life, you can achieve it. And all we're going to do is run through these key things along the side. So at first we've got sleep, training, energy, and then all the way forward, essentially we're just going to rate each of these sections between 1 and 10. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your sleep right now? Again, 1 is very bad, 10 is very, very good. And what we're going to do is just simply give it a score. So you might say, oh, you know what, I'm kind of bad at sleep, so it might be a 6. Maybe I get up at night. Maybe I don't go to bed until 2 a.m. and I'm up at 5 and I'm tired all the time. And again, I should say, even though this is a subjective rating, what I encourage people to do is take it over a 2-week span roughly, because on a day-to-day things change too much. So when we're looking at this, let's factor in just a larger picture. So the last 2 weeks is usually a good indication of averages of where things are, because if you had a bad weekend, that might kind of throw off the equations and the numbers here, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the other days or the other weekend within that 2-week period is necessarily bad. So take into account the bigger picture over the last 2 weeks when we're talking about these numbers. So your sleep might be a 6. Your training, are you exercising? How's your gym routine? Are you getting out? Are you doing enough exercise? If you're at the gym 3-4 times a week, that might be an 8. If not, if you're maybe just going once and sitting on a bike and you're feeling a bit intimidated by the gym, you might not be sure what to do, maybe that's a 2 or a 3. Energy levels, oh, I'm always tired all the time, I'm feeling rubbish, that might just be, you know, a 3. Daylight exposure, are you getting outside? Are you getting natural sunlight on your body or in your eyes at the very least? Most people nowadays, not going to lie, is very low. Most people sit in the house all day, or they sit at work all day, or they're sitting in an office, so they don't really get outside too much. So that might be a 2 again. Priorities, are you making time for the things that are important to you? You know, are you making time for the gym? Are you prioritizing your health and your fitness? Are you prioritizing good nutrition? Maybe, maybe not. Steps, how's the steps been? Are you getting out? Are you getting some walks? If you're working in an office, chances are this could be naturally low. However, maybe you're going on a 10-minute walk every day. Maybe you're going on a 20-minute walk after your workout at the gym. Again, I'm just giving you examples here of what could impact the scoring of these, because there's no right or wrong. This is just your situation, where you're basing it just now. So maybe your steps are a 5. Motivation, you feeling motivated every day? Do you feel that you're making progress? Do you feel that you're driven and you're ready to tackle, you know, another gym session or another walk? Or are you quite flat? Do you have to just sit back and kind of like force yourself to do anything, if you do anything at all? You know, maybe that's a 4. Nutrition, maybe that's in the toilet, maybe that's a 1. Maybe you just keep grabbing meal deals, you have no thought behind it, you don't know what you're doing, you're not even thinking about your calories or your protein intake, maybe you're just winging it, eating snacks every day at work, whatever it is. Stress between 1 and 10. Maybe 1 is, you know, you're letting stress overwhelm you. You're not able to take action. You don't know where to start because you're just so overloaded and everything's piling on you. You've got all these stresses at work, with your family. You know, because of that, you're getting stressed about your health because you don't have time to go to the gym. You're probably maybe a 1 there. If you're managing it very good, then you'll be closer to that 10. So maybe in this case, it's a 3. And then lastly, organisation. Are you planning ahead? Are you planning your meals? Are you planning when you're going to get to the gym? Are you staying on top of a structured routine, a schedule, a plan? Maybe that's a 4. So you can see here, some of the numbers are going to be quite high, maybe some a lot middle of the road right now, or maybe some will be a bit low. But the aim here isn't to get discouraged. The aim here is to just kind of look, right, what's the lowest ones? Okay, so in this example, it's my exercise, it's my daylight exposure, nutrition's in the toilet. From here, what we can do is just simply go, right, what is going to give me the biggest impact on my health and fitness journey? Usually it's going to be the lowest hanging fruit. So the lowest number is what I usually focus in on my clients with. And then I don't say, how can we get this from a 1 to a 10? Because that's a massive jump. All I ask them is, how can we get this 1 up to a 2? What has to happen for this 1 to turn into a 2? And then we can brainstorm some ideas. What has to happen? Oh, do you know what? Maybe I'll focus a wee bit more on protein. Maybe I'll focus a wee bit more on being aware of my calories by tracking my foods. Maybe it's just something as simple as I'll have 1 or 2 bits of fruit and veg a day rather than just eating the meal deals or whatever else. It could be as simple as that. But again, this is just a framework. It's just to give you an idea on how this works. And then all you have to do is simply just ignore the rest of these things and just put your attention on on the lowest hanging fruit there. So improve your nutrition. What that might do is, as you start to eat better, you start to get a wee bit more momentum built up. You might start to feel a wee bit more motivated. It might start improving your energy levels as you start to eat a wee bit more fruit and veg. That might help with your stress levels naturally. It might actually help with your exercise because you have more energy. So it looks like you've got all of these things to focus on. However, improving one, especially that lowest hanging fruit, is very, very likely to impact the rest of these things down here. So it doesn't seem as much when you can see it's all stacked. And while you're focusing on your nutrition, you will still naturally be focusing on the other things, but I just like to put your attention on one thing at a time, because otherwise you're going to get overloaded, you're going to get burnout, you're going to get frustrated, and then it's ultimately going to lead you nowhere. So it's just a simple exercise that you can run through. It might take you 5 to 10 minutes, but what it's going to do is give you a clear indication and a clear roadmap on where you have to focus your energy. And the most important thing with this is it's going to take away all the emotion. Rather than you sitting there going, why is this not working? I feel like I'm doing absolutely everything. You can just be like, whoa, maybe I'm not doing as much as I think I am in this 1 or 2 areas. And then you can go and improve it with the intention of just rising up one number each and every time to stop you getting overwhelmed, to stop the frustration, stop you burning out, and ultimately stop the emotions taking over so that you can finally keep moving forwards, making results with your weight loss journey, and yeah, becoming the person you want to be. I know for a fact you'll get value from that if you implement it. So please don't sit on this video, take action on it. Now I appreciate you getting this far and hopefully you found it useful. And if you did, you're going to find this video right here equally as useful.